Hello and welcome to the Megamation Direct Line Training videos. Today we'll show you how to change the supplier information on a purchase order record. To change the supplier information for a purchase order, you need to use the change order entry from the purchase order menu. You may wonder how you'll do that. Once you open a purchase order, whether by typing the PO number or searching for a PO, you will notice that there is a button called New Supplier that's going to be visible once the purchase order record is open. Now, the supplier information can only be changed if no receiving was done against the purchase order yet. And that's why if the purchase order status is received, REC, then the new supplier button will not be available, and therefore you wouldn't be able to change the supplier. Any items that you've received, you would need to receive it, in another word, return it, and that's done in the receiving entry. And then cancel the purchase order, create a new purchase order for the new supplier. The same thing is true if the purchase order status is complete or POC. So the only time that you can make a change to the supplier information on a purchase order record is if the purchase order status is PO. Let's type in PO number. I'll type 99998 and hit enter. Notice that the system populates the release with C001 because the main purpose of this window is to make changes to an existing PO. Now, to change the supplier information, you need to view the header. So click on View Header. Notice that the release now is HC000 and the new supplier button is visible. Now, to continue, click on the new supplier button, and that opens a new window called Purchase Order Supplier Change. Click on the magnifying glass beside the supplier number and find a supplier. You can find it by either searching for a supplier by supplier name or simply click on OK to show all active suppliers. Let's select anyone. At this point, once you click on Save, you should get a message tells you that the supplier information has been changed successfully on purchase order number, in this case here 99998. Now click OK. To verify that the supplier information has been changed, go back to the change order entry and enter the purchase order number 99998 and hit enter. Again, the system tries to open the purchase order with the release C001. Click on View Header and see that the supplier information has been changed. So that's how to confirm that the supplier information has been changed. Now, notice that all the rest information is all the same, and that the only thing changed is the supplier information. So this is how you can change a supplier information on a purchase order record. Remember that if the status is complete or REC or POC, then you cannot make a change. Basically, the new supplier button would not be visible. The only time is if the new supplier button to be visible is if the status of the purchase order is PO. Thank you very much.